Hi, I'm Debbie, and welcome to Divine Destiny with Debbie. Today we're reading for April 16th, 17th, and 18th, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This is a general reading, and you know what that means. I'm going to be using, yes, my two Radley Valentine decks. This time I use my Angel Tarot cards for the main message. I'll pull one from my Archangel Power Tarot cards. I will also pull one from my Emily Anderson Crystal deck. Now, I have prayed, meditated, and infused all the decks with Reiki energy, but remember, this is a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you. Take what you like, leave the rest, okay? Okay, I'm an intuitive channeler. I open myself to higher power. My job, just deliver the message. And it always works better when I don't understand what I'm talking about. So here we go. Now, remember that we are finishing up Aries season. So happy birthday for the last time to Aries. Now we will be coming to Taurus season. That'll be on the 19th. So happy birthday to the Tauruses. Couple of things. People have asked me recently about tarot decks. Now, one of the things you'll know is I have posted my longer readings, and I posted those yesterday. And I use a bunch of decks. These are decks that have resonated to me in one point of my life or another, but the ones that I really connect closely with are the ones that I use on more of the general readings, the general energies, okay? So they seem to really connect. Now, I will sometimes pull in my Rider-Waite tarot deck too. I always had a harder time connecting with those. But in the last year or so, that connection actually, because I started to study a little more about them and I understood them. Now, granted, I've been reading these, so you would think it would be a very easy transition. Well, it wasn't. It really wasn't. The thing I like about that deck, is that it just kind of gives me answers like that. Okay, it's like this, whereas these decks, the ones I use, gives me a little bit more depth. It gives me a little bit more understanding. Now, one of the questions I was recently asked was, should your first tarot deck be gifted? Well, that's very nice, and if that's a possibility, that's very nice. Now, is that a hard and fast rule? No, it is not. Because if you see a deck in your hands and you're something about you just kind of itching to get a hold of them, you go ahead. It's okay for you to buy that deck. It's okay for you to, obtain that deck. Now, I would be careful about, the only thing I'm careful about, well, not only thing, but the one thing I'd be careful about is the age of the deck, and I would make sure, and who is gifting me the deck. Now, there are things where objects can grab onto other people's energies. And so you really want to make sure that you do something to clean the deck, that you want to make sure that you do something to make the connection with you stronger than any other connection. Now, there's lots of different ways, and maybe I'll do a video on that more so. I have a lot more decks, and as you know, sometimes I pulled in my Radley Valentine Guardian Angels, very sweet deck. That's on the longer readings, but very wordy. I've got other decks too, like I said, that at some point I resonated with. So, do you need to be gifted with a deck? No, you really don't, because you want to have the deck really be something that calls to you. Now, this is my opinion. You can have somebody else, and I respect and will listen to other people's opinions on this. But if you have something that really calls to you, go ahead and do this. There is, like I said, there are things to do to help cleanse the deck and how to kind of attach it to you. Okay? Now, I've also had people say, well, maybe this is not right, this is evil, this isn't the way it should be. Well, the thing about that, I'm going to say, is higher power, the supernatural beings, is, much greater with their energy than images on paper. Okay? So if this is something you're called for, except, like I said, I always pray, meditate, and infuse the decks with Reiki energy. I am a Reiki master. But when I pray, I also, I ask higher power. But also when I start my readings, I'm going on more than I wanted to, but I'm sorry. I start my readings actually inviting the archangels to come. I ask Archangel Gabriel to join. And, with archangels, we have all this, well, they're female, masculine type of energy. So is it Lord, Lady? I don't know. But I ask Archangel Gabriel to come and provide the words and to let the message be something that resonates. I ask Archangel Uriel to come, and I ask that, because Uriel brings a lot of wisdom and higher wisdom. And it's sometimes when I say something, I go, wow, I surprised myself. I ask Archangel Raphael to join, to bring healing and to bring what is needed to soothe and, support, encourage our souls, our spirits. And that's even another video. And I ask Archangel Michael to come. Part of the thing I ask Michael about is, hey, Michael, help me to do what I'm doing. So, but it's also to bring forth a bold word and for me not to second guess myself. Whatever needs to come out needs to come out. Okay, I've said too much. Please take a look at the longer readings. I did post them. I will post an overview for Taurus season. I feel Taurus season. I actually feel that there's kind of some, I know Taurus is earth energy, so you would think that we would be more down to earth. I feel like, Taurus is going to break through, and it's just it's going to, that bull energy. That bull energy wants to push through a lot of barriers for us. Anyway, now let's go on with our readings. Hello, my Leos. How are you? Well, we're coming to the end of Aries season, and I think Taurus is going to be a little bit different for you. So it kind of reminded me, after I did your reading yesterday, it reminded me of the days. It's like, why can't I just you're going to get a job, you're going to get money. And sometimes that does come. But there was a lot of spiritual growth happening for you, my Leos. Now, I don't remember readings, but like I said, I open myself to higher power, and whatever I'm supposed to tell you, I do tell you. Okay, so we have 3 cards. The first one is the one that popped. It's definitely all about you, my Leos. This one is reversed, has a stronger energy. So let's see what we have. Now remember, Queen's underlying energy is water. That's your Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. It's very emotionally connected. But fire is all about you. Sagittarius and Aries, very passionate, very bold. I'm getting a very bold energy. This is this is you trying things that you may never have tried before. Now, I'm not going to say that this is thrill seeking, because it's not so much as a momentary thrill as much as it's like, you might be in this position. Somebody might be talking and you're trying really not hard not to necessarily interject, because you're like, oh no, I'm not going to do it. And then it hits you in the solar plexus. It hits you in your integrity. It hits you, solar plexus, these are chakras. It hits you in your sense of right and wrong. And it's like it all of a sudden starts coming out, and you're like, oh, Leo, why couldn't you have just kept your mouth shut a little bit longer? And the big part of it is it's going to hit you right in that chakra. And it's like you couldn't help yourself. Well, the thing is, when that happens, now, of course, we have to make sure that it's not ego per se. So, we have to make sure that this is something that's coming from that supernatural realm. And we need to make sure that that's going to be something that's going to bring betterment. Yeah, we know really best, right? We do know, because we're the kings. We're the kings. Anyway, but this is that type of energy for this week. So if you don't want to get into any kind of conflicts, you may want to kind of stay by yourself a little bit, but I don't see that happening for you, because you are social. But again, the Queen of Fire is, again, bold. I'm getting this thing about being bold. Anyway, the Queen of Fire, confident, warm, intelligent, graceful. Stretch your wings and fly. Don't underestimate yourself. Assert your independence and creativity. Your next card here, reversed, the Knight of Air. Now, Knight's underlying energy, fire. Okay, we've talked about that. Air energy is our Gemini, our Libra. It's also our Aquarius. It is our thought processes. It's how we present ourselves also. It's what we're thinking. And again, Knights are directional. Again, so this is kind of, whatever this boldness is, it will not be just haphazard. So if this would be wonderful if you're on the debating team and you're having one of those debate meeting type of things. This is you speaking very succinctly. This is you going and very much thought out. So it's not like what I'm doing here, kind of like searching because I need to make sure that I'm getting the right connection. It's again, this adds to that boldness. Now the boldness though that I'm saying, it will be well thought out. It's not going to be haphazard, and it's almost cutting, because remember, air is also the sword energy, and it's like cutting out the fat, and you're dealing just with the meat. You're dealing with the true subject, and this is what this is about. So now, you might be involved in one of those relationships I'm always talking about, and it's kind of like, let's cut the garbage. Let's cut the garbage. No, this is what, you're all talking about, or you're all working and circling around and not getting to the heart of the matter. So I'm feeling very much a lot of boldness and a lot of let's get to the heart of the matter. Now, this could help you. Now, even if you're not with a lot of people, it could be looking at things that you need to look at. And again, it's getting to the heart of the matter. And it's also seeing very clearly. So eyes open. Here we go. Intelligent, decisive, idealistic, tireless. Events that occur with great speed. Take time to carefully review your options, creative solutions. So, it's one of those things where, many times we like to think what our reality is, but this is one of those times when seeing the true reality. Okay. Your next card, the 10 of water. I love this for you too. Water energy, again, like I said, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, fluid, emotional. 10's transition. It's a 1 and a 0. So 1 is a new beginning. 0 has a lot of God or universal energy. This is, this creates whatever this boldness is. This is putting, seeing the light in the dark. This is shining brightness. This is helping things to be seen, and it creates a better world around you. Now, I know maybe that's a little self-serving because I'm a Leo too, but it's like we're needed for this moment. It creates a better world around you. Now, there's a lot of things that happen in the big world, but we carry around our smaller world and, the things that matter to us most. There's a lot of things in the bigger world that we cannot, it's like I don't have really any influence, but there's some influence in this smaller sphere. And, and even though it might be smaller in the big scheme of things, it's still big for us. But this is lovely. This is good energy. This creates a better life, a better world for you. Here we go. A contented and rewarding family life. Your emotional and material needs are met. Trustworthy relationships. So there's going to be people that have your back on this too. And you're not doing this alone, but you know what? Even if you were doing it alone, even if you were speaking boldly or doing something boldly, you would still do it. This is kind of, like I said, it's hitting me in the solar plexus, and your solar plexus is all about integrity and doing what's right or what you believe to be right. Let's put it that way. So let's see now. We're going to pull one card here. There we go. Here we are. And the Queen of Michael. Now, Michael is air energy. We've discussed air energy. This is, this just this encapsulates all that we just talk about. Again, there's a boldness. You're speaking boldly. You're very, You're speaking with integrity. You're speaking with, there's a sense of integrity here. And it's kind of like, oh, many times it's like, oh, please don't go there. Please don't go there. Okay, you went there, pop. Okay. And it's not out of anger. Believe me, that's the thing about the Knight of Air and the Queen of Michael. It's not out of anger. It's very succinct. It's very, so like I said, so if you're, I don't know, if you're having people over, if you're, it just, if they're going to be make sure that it's not the grain of sand as the pearl, though, you're worth, pearls coming through. But this is, it's truth. Whatever this is. Now, it could also not just be speaking. It could be living your truth. There could be something that happens that you say, you know what? I need to be doing something different. So there's some major transitional energy. There's major shifting energy. And I think this is a really good segue into Taurus season. So the Queen of Michael, brilliant, self-reliant, insightful, humorous. You know exactly what to do. The benefit of experience. A time for your career rather than relationships. So there's something that's going to, there is something that's going to bring you into more of the spotlight. Now, is that a public spotlight? It could definitely be. Do I see it happening necessarily the weekend? No, but it's like something pops you. Something pulls you into that bigger realm. Okay. Let's see what crystal or energy might be helpful for my Leos. Here we go. Here we are. And, I'm looking at her, and I know that, she's sitting on her chair and looking, but I'm kind of feeling like she, and I know she doesn't have this, but you know how when somebody's sitting and they're knitting or they're crocheting and their hands are busy, and then even though they're talking, they create something bigger. I'm kind of feeling very much a tapestry energy here for whoever. I don't know who that is or what that's about, but I feel like you are creating, it might be, and again, this goes into your metaphysical, the woo-woo part, which, I don't mind, but I'm just saying, not ever, sometimes it's like, can we be a little more practical? Well, this is the energies right now. But I feel like it's like putting another stitch in your tapestry. So anyway, let's go on. And did I cut these already? I don't know that I did, but we'll do them again. Here we go. Golden topaz. I do not have golden topaz. I have not seen it at my local crystal shop. So, I don't know. Curiosities and crystals. Shout out to Nicole, though she's not a Leo. Anyway, golden topaz is all about faith, wise action, perseverance, confidence. I like that. I think I'm gonna try another shop that's more north of me and see if I can get that for my weekend too. Anyway, my Leos, interesting times that we live in. Anyway, I hope you do enjoy my readings. I enjoy reading for you, but remember, one of the things that helps is the like, share, subscribe button. It gets the readings out more, and then that just is very encouraging. As always, and this is more important, my Leos, please know that you are loved. Stay shining and be blessed. Bye-bye.